Hello and welcome to Silver Wheel Tarot. Today I'm going to do another soul path guidance reading. I think it's been a little while since I've done one of these. This is one of the favorite spreads that I have created over time. And it really gives you a good idea of where you've been, your current path, the things that shape that path, and where you're going, as well as some clarification on the matter as well. So the first cards I'm going to pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle here are for where you have been and where you're going. Okay. Then I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Light Seers Tarot. And this is going to represent the path that you're currently on to get you to where you're going. And where you've been positioned kind of gives us some insight into your current path, what brought you there, what shapes your reality there as well. Okay, so we have your soul path, the path your soul is on. We have your spiritual embodiment. This is what shapes your reality. And this is the action to take, the shifts in your path. Okay, I am going to briefly shuffle this little deck here, which is the Tea Leaves and Dreams Fortune cards. I will show it to you. I get a lot of questions about this deck. I did see it on another channel, though I don't remember what channel it was, so I apologize. I was able to get it on Amazon. A lot of people ask. It just took a long time to get to me as I'm in the United States, and it came from outside of the United States. It's an excellent little alternative to some of the other tea leaf decks out there. I love them all, but this one is definitely a favorite. I'm going to split this into 3 piles here, and it's going to give us some clarification on the 3 aspects of the path you're on. And I'll pull 2 each. Also, if interested, I do have $1 and some other items on my Etsy store. The link is in the description, as well as in the comments. So you can check that out if interested. Some tarot related learning tools and journaling tools and the such. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull these clarifier cards. Trying it with a few less cards this time. The last few times I believe I did this spread, I had 2 cards in each position and an additional card here down in the clarifiers. But today I felt led to really go just a little simpler. These were the only decks that really I felt called to grab when I was thinking about what decks I wanted to use. These came to mind. So we're going to go with these. Okay. With that, I like to go ahead and start and see where you have been and where you're going. Starfish Spirit, beautiful card. I don't know that I've actually ever pulled this one in a reading. Open to infinite possibilities. Okay, that's a beautiful space to come from. You know, starfish feel their way through life. They have like a million different receptor points. I don't really know the science behind it. It's been a while since I've read up on it, but they feel everything. And if I'm not mistaken, like all their little whatever it is that they feel through, I believe they're all connected and communicate too, if I remember correctly. So Being completely open to infinite possibilities is like having your heart so open that if you could imagine having these million little receptors of being able to feel your way through life, it's like having a million hearts in one. And having each one of those having multiple points that are just completely open, so the possibilities of what is coming in is it's endless, right? It's infinite. Open heart. That's beautiful. Okay, where you're going. Life is a mystery. Very ominous feeling, you guys. So embracing the mystery here that is life, the being okay with not knowing what's next, but trusting in the universe to put you in the right place at the right time with the right people in the right scenarios with the right resources and all that good stuff. Knowing how life just mysteriously falls together in the right way for you, completely trusting. So you're coming from a very open space, which is very trusting as well, but going to a place where you know that there is something greater than you at play here. You're not just completely opened up just to endless, infinite possibilities, but within those infinite possibilities, you know that Spirit has your back, and you are going to be guided essentially through those infinite possibilities to the best possible outcome for you. This is a very spiritually deep place of trust in the universe, the divine, God, whatever you want to call it. There is this trust in the mystery. And so you're gaining, I heard the word respect out of nowhere popped into my mind. So you're gaining this respect from the universe, and you're trusting in that mystery. Very cool. So it doesn't really give, other than being wide open and going to this gorgeous space of, it's kind of a scary thing for most to trust the mystery, to put your life in the hands of the universe and essentially say, I'm completely open. Whatever you want to do with my life, let's go. And then you're just completely, to go to a place where you're just completely immersed in it and trusting the things that are coming your way, being willing to let go and receive and go with the flow and let things happen, knowing that the best possible outcome is going to happen for you. It's this true space of trust in the universe. This is like the risk, the challenge, the will you open. You braved the step, the almost like a fool energy, stepping into the unknown. And now here you're going to really embrace that and thrive in it. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot cards here. This is your soul's path. It represents the path your soul is on. Ace of Pentacles. What did we say? New beginning. It is a journey, a path, beginning to grow your new life here. In very simplistic terms, it's like you're stepping onto this journey of growth, and you don't know yet what kind of plant you're going to be, right? So you're this seed and this journey of growth, and you've planted your roots through opening your heart, and you are beginning to grow and see the signs of growth, and going with the flow of that growth. Yet You don't know what kind of plant you are going to be, and that in itself is really going to get you to this point also of still trusting the mystery. You don't quite know what your future is going to look like, but you're starting to grow anyways. You're going with it. You are all in. Let's go ahead and do all three of these, and then I'll pull the clarification cards. Okay, the spiritual embodiment, the things that shape your reality. This is basically your inner world, your spiritual perspective. Oh, it makes a little bit of sense here. We have the Nine of Swords, some anguish, some sorrow. So you're just starting to grow on this path here with this Eight of Pentacles. And even though you have completely opened your heart to infinite possibilities, you are still dealing with the anguish of the past. Whatever you have had to let go of, to make that brave decision to say, okay, you know what? This is a reality. I'm still mourning this situation, but I need a new beginning, a new start. I am open. This is like you pouring your soul out to the universe, and you are giving it all your fears and your doubts and your anguish and your anxiety. And Spirit is coming in here with this white raven there to really rest your mind on, to give you some comfort and say that, you know, it's going to be okay, and to help you start learning to trust in this growing process. And so this is why we see here that your end destination, you will get there, is this trust in this life as a mystery. Right now, it could be very scary. You're dealing with some sort of loss or the end of a cycle or something that is exhausting. It's frustrating. It's a constant chaos that you're having to push through. It could be just things around you are a drain on your energy. It could be like walking through muddy water, you know, just really trying to push through while you feel weighted down. This type of energy is, it's your current experience right now. And so it's kind of shaping your reality in that way that despite that, you are persevering, you are pushing through. You have done this hard work of putting your roots down by opening your heart and saying, okay, let's go. You know, I feel like crap right now. I'm not enjoying this, but I'm willing to still stay open and trust in Spirit. You have this white raven here and this pillow. It's a sense of comfort that Spirit is giving you, that you can sense it, you can feel it. It's like you having your heart completely wide open with all these millions of, you know, infinite number of ways to feel things. And out of all of them, you've got this one white raven here. You can feel it with just even the tiniest bit of who you are. You are still, despite all that anguish, you're able to sense the hand of Spirit in your life right now, the divine source guiding you, and you are receiving it. You are accepting and releasing and letting go of this anguish, and just really trusting in that comfort of this tiny little nudge, this feeling, this sense of okay, I know this is going to be okay. I'm going to keep pushing through despite the pain and the sorrow. Okay, so it's a bit of a tough spot, but still very, very brave. Very brave. It's very encouraging to see that level of bravery that I feel coming off of this card, with the amount of also the presence of this feeling of darkness and heaviness and having to push through, because this is also a 9. You're at the ending of something is still lingering. We're not at a 10 yet. Okay, So there are still some things from the past that you are working through, but you're already committed to moving in the right direction, to move forward. You've still just got to push through this, and you'll get there. You will, because you're beginning to trust in the mystery. Even at this point, if it's just enough to say, okay, I'm staying wide open, something good is going to happen, even if you can't see it from where you're sitting. Okay, this is the shifts in your path into the direction that you want it to go, the actions to take. Love. Staying open to love. So it's reminding me again of this starfish, where you're coming from, that the analogy I was saying, how you're completely open to infinite possibilities, but you're choosing, despite all this darkness you're feeling or you're seeing, or whether it's an illusion or not, you know, whether it's really, I'm getting a sense for most of you, some hard times that you have to learn how to truly completely let go, or maybe your mind still needs to process it, even though your heart has released it. And this trusting in spirit, this spirit, this comfort is the love, the trust that, you know, you could have love again, whether that's for a career or family, or a specific relationship, or just the love of life. Okay, you are choosing love over the anguish. This is the action that you are taking. This is that trusting in just that little inkling of that feeling of knowing, like looking all around you and going, I'm still feeling such sorrow, but I just know there's something that's telling me that I know, and I feel that it's going to be okay, and that I can still trust that love is out there and exists in the world, and I'm going to trust in that despite everything else going on for you. And that is going to help you on this path you're on of growth. So the first stages of this path that you're on, this growth, clearly may have some discomfort, but it's extremely encouraging. While you have the roots already, you're starting to see the plant above the ground. You're going to start to see the light. Things are going to start to get a little bit easier for you. So hang in there. Trust in that power of love and keep going, okay? Because you're going to get there. All right, let's see some clarification for the Ace of Pentacles. We have Old Man and Wreath with destruction and completeness. Okay, let me just look at that for a minute. Oftentimes these little cards are not, there's a deeper level to them, okay? Sometimes I feel led to pull the information off the sides. Sometimes I feel led just to go with the keywords, but often, more often than not, there's a deeper symbology to them. So I'm really feeling like when I see the destruction here, the old man, the destruction, what it is reminding me of is a seed that is essentially already dead. So seeds grow on the plants, and then the plant starts to die. The seeds essentially die. They get pushed off, or they fall off, or they get shot off from the plant, depending on the plant. And this essentially, this seed that is dead is sent out there into the ground to then, once it starts getting watered, it starts to grow. And so I'm getting in this sense of completeness, this destruction and completeness, this sense of a cycle, this cycle of life and death and rebirth, okay, is what I'm getting from this. And it's a circle like the wreath, life and death and rebirth, a cycle of a seed, right? And then that dead seed grows into a new plant and grows new seeds, which then die and then get reborn again. Okay, so it's just this process. Well, the process may not be comfortable all the time, but it is just this sense here of that is where you're at, to not overcomplicate things, to keep it simple. You are a seed. You are at that phase, right? You have had this destruction. You have felt the completeness. At least in the heart space, you have, in the past, you've opened up, which has probably brought you to the completion stage. It's allowed you to really complete that cycle. And now, having gone through that, you are starting this cycle over again, okay? Coming into something new, a new path, a new direction, a new life, okay? And sometimes new lives, you might still have some of the things that were in it before, and sometimes it might be completely different. The example I'm getting in my mind is that of a plant. If a plant shoots off a seed and then it rains and it starts watering, then 4 feet over, or however close, in the same environment, that plant is growing. But then you also have the scenarios where seeds are harvested. People go around and they take the seeds and then they sell them to someone else, and then they end up on the other side of the world, and the plant grows there. So there is still this mystery around this not really knowing what it's going to look like when this path matures, okay? But know that the old path, whatever it was, it's done. And you are already starting to grow in your new path, whether you're still processing clearly from here, some of the old, to completely release it, whether it's mentally, emotionally, you might be feeling it in your physical body as well, that releasing. That cycle is complete, and you are already growing on your new path. Okay? All right, let's see here. This is for what shapes your reality, this grief. What do we have? Patience. Yep. Verdict. Scales, justice. Duty to restore balance. It takes time. Yes. Okay. So, burden and pressure to reach the oasis. Again, you are in this space of, in some way, and this could be different for everyone, because it is a general reading, of still needing to completely process, release, and let go of an experience you've been through. You might still be searching for some sort of clarity, some sort of relief, right? There is this search for an oasis here, and the patience in the process, to give it time. That basically, with the Justice card here, is you will prevail, you will get through. This is a natural process to things, whether the situation you're in was naturally or organic, just a natural path of life, or if it is something that someone did that broke your heart, or maybe a career didn't work out the way you wanted it to. It really depends on your situation. This could be in any area of life, but it is based around what you love, okay? So who you are and what you love. And justice will prevail. You will find a sense of balance again. This verdict, this balance here, and this sense of patience, this is that hand of spirit, the divine source, God, saying it's going to be okay. Again, trying to give you that comfort and just saying to trust and be patient with the process. It takes time. And what just popped into my head is, like, for example, I just cleaned up my pathos plants that I have in the house. There were some that were so viney and long and didn't have any leaves on them except for one or two at the end. And I cleaned them up and I snipped the ends off and I stuck them in water. Well, so that they can grow roots, because you can do that with that plant, and then replant them. Either completely repot the old plant with the additional plants in it or start new plants, whatever you want to do. But the point is that it's supposed to grow roots. Well, to be honest, in the past, I always just stuck the cuttings straight into the dirt and kept watering because it's a pretty hardy plant. But I was trying to learn more and grow and develop my plant skills, gardening skills a little bit. And that may be just kind of a symbol here of what you're doing here. You're trying to elevate. You're trying to do something a little bit more than what you have done in the past. You want to achieve a sense of growth through this painful experience. Well, I put those clippings in water, and it took them forever to even show signs of roots. It was almost a little discouraging to be watching it. So sometimes when you're in the growth process and you decide to, instead of, like I did in the past, just stick them in the dirt and go, okay, it's either going to live or die. And instead you want to nurture it and care for it and put, this seed of your new life in water and wait for it to start to grow roots, to watch it grow, that this awareness, this consciousness, this effort within your growth can sometimes make it seem like life slows down and like you're just sitting there and nothing's happening. But eventually my clippings off my pathos plant, they grew roots, and you will too. You already have. It's just this need to have a little bit of patience and understanding that you are doing the work, and you just might be a little too close to it to really see. No matter how much I wanted, I couldn't make those plants grow roots faster than I wanted them to. But it is a better, healthier way for me to have that patience to stick them in water, to let them grow and start to develop before sticking it back into another pot. So Spirit is saying the same thing with you. Yes, it's a little bit harder path. It's a little bit more challenging to really observe yourself so closely to see your role in something and why things turned out the way they did, and working towards this new growth, this new beginning in whatever area of life this is for you. And you've put down roots. This shows me, you've already grown the roots here, is that you have done the work, but you're still feeling the pain from the past, and it's in your thoughts, and you're still trying to release it and let it go. And Spirit is just saying, give that a little bit of time. It is part of this process. You have to grieve it and accept it and face it, acknowledge it, love it, and let it go. Okay? So you are working on that aspect of love, of loving every aspect of yourself, even the negative parts of other people, including the negative parts of the situations that you've been in, whether it's career or romance, or just having a fulfilled, happy life in general. Okay? So you're learning to embrace and trust in that love again to get you through the process. And what Spirit is saying is it takes time. You've got to just trust it. And within that, it's kind of like an experience that you have to go through that in order to really gain that level of trust in the mystery. If you don't experience this, you can't have that true level of trust to be like, okay, I can sense it, I can feel it, I know, so I'm going for it, even though everything around me says otherwise. And I can't see it yet, but I can start to feel it. I'm going to trust it. Even though your mind might be saying no, your heart is saying yes. And you're trusting in that. And once the process eventually comes to a completion, you will have gained that trust. in the mystery, and it will have been worth it, and you will get there. Sometimes you've just got to allow yourself to be, to feel what you need to feel, to release your thoughts, to heal, to move forward. So give it some time. You will regain balance mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all areas of your life, regardless about what this reading is about for you. You will regain that balance. You will come to your oasis. Keep trusting, keep believing, and just give it some more time, okay? It will come in its own timing. You can't rush it. All right, the action, the love, the spiritual self, and the spiritual realm. Wow, what a card combination. Which again, the Spirit is saying to trust. This is some sort of internal work. Yes, you are growing on the outward, and the things that are affecting you, well, they might be in your mind. It might be about things around you or surrounding where you've been and what you've gone through. But the real hard work here is inner. It is spiritual. It is, and spirit, when I say spiritual, you know, people from many different backgrounds and belief systems watch my channel. And so it's not always, spiritual is just also can be a term for your internal dialogue, your internal self, this who you are, okay? So fit that into whatever belief structure that you follow and believe in. But this spiritual self, this spiritual realm, this is a deeper inner knowing. This is trusting in the universe, the divine source, again, whatever you follow, okay? This is really a deep dive inward. So what I'm hearing right now is this: you've opened your heart, trusting in that spirit there, saying, okay, whatever it's going to be, I'm going for it. I believe it. Despite everything around you and the struggles you're still going through. And what Spirit is saying is that this need to stay on the side of love and trust in the process starts with you going inward and healing your own broken heart. Okay? This is about self-love and self-care and self-ritual. This is sitting with your pain and acknowledging it and accepting it, but still loving yourself. Learning to love the experiences you've been through, regardless of how painful they have been, because they brought you to this space where you're going to have this beautiful growth, this season of growth in your life, and bring you this beautiful trust in the divine, the source, the mystery. So the best thing that's going to help you, this action, this love, to stay with this energy of love, is to first start with yourself, to go inwards and start there. This could look like many different things for many people because everyone's situation is different, and this is, again, a general reading. And if you are someone who is uncomfortable sitting with yourself in silence, you don't have to start off doing it for like a really extended amount of time. You can start with 3.5 minutes and listen to a single song, put some headphones in, and try to connect to that music spiritually, emotionally. So the way to tap into yourself spiritually, a very easy doorway to go through to tap into that, into the love, at least for me, is to use music, okay? Because music stirs up emotions, and emotions can then tap you into your spiritual self. Take your spiritual temperature. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Where are you at? It can help you tap in. So you could do this by selecting a song that matches how you feel at the moment, and sit down without any distractions, 3.5 minutes. Go into a bathroom if you need to. Put your headphones in and just sit and listen to one song and try to emotionally connect to it, and then relate that emotion to the environment you're in, what you've gone through. Kind of let your mind just take you where it needs to go. If it brings up an old memory, if it brings up a current situation, if it brings to mind something in your environment that maybe you need to clean and release and let go of, maybe you need to declutter a little, but connect to it emotionally, and then see what pops into your mind and dive into that for the space of 3.5 minutes. That's a good place to start. So if you're not quite sure where to start, maybe try that. That idea came to mind. But really, overall, looking at this, it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, you start and end with love here and with the mystery. So you start from this new space of the end of a cycle, the beginning of another, being completely open despite the challenges, starting with love, ending with love. But where you're going is this elevated level, this growth that you're going to achieve. And know that the balance will be restored in your life. You will have that oasis, the beautiful love, the environment, the career, the relationship, whatever it is that you're striving for. But you're learning to trust the mystery, so it may not look like what you think it's going to look like. But I really get the sense that you're okay with that with this starfish spirit here. You've already got that energy of, okay, whatever it's going to be, bring it, but I'm trusting that something good is going to come. But know that you've still got to work through. You still have to experience the process. It takes time, and there is a process, and you still will need to work through your thoughts and your emotions, and really let go of the old as the new is coming in. Okay, and it's not like a solid line, right? It's not like, boom, I've completely let go of the past and my beginning starts today. It really doesn't work like that. That has not been my experience anyways, and I haven't seen it work like that in other people's lives. You really are at the space of already have coming to the end of a cycle. You've established your roots in the new cycle, but as you can see, you are still trusting in your new roots. While that might only be one bird here, one raven, a white raven, you are still learning to release and process and let go of the past. So have a little bit of patience and compassion with yourself as you work through this process with trust and patience. It's going to end out okay. All right, be blessed. I hope that was helpful. If you find value in these videos, please do like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Until next time, be blessed.